Gentlemen, we're starting the meeting, please. Good morning and welcome to the Planning Board regular meeting on Thursday, June 10th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. If you haven't already done so, please silence your cell phones. Will the Deputy Town Clerk please call the roll?
Member Brown.
Present.
Member Mendelson.
Present.
Member DeMoss.
Present.
Member Adwar.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Goldman is going to be, Goldenberg will be joining virtually. He's not here yet. Chairperson Axelrod.
Present.
Town Attorney Rubin.
Present.
And Town Planner Allen is in the audience. Thank you.
Okay. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? If there are none, can I please have a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
I shall move.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
For those giving testimony, please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn in by the Deputy Town Clerk to provide testimony for the cases you're affiliated with.
Okay, by the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
As I understand, there are no public comments at this time. Approval of the minutes, excuse me, May 13th, 2021, Planning Board regular meeting minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes of May 13th, 2021? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of May 13th?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Make it, just to make it known, Mr. Goldenberg is present at the meeting as of now.
Thank you.
Okay. There is no unfinished business? What? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Any approval of the minutes? Can we please vote on approval of the minutes?
Yes.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There are none. And new business. Development order, application number 20-0002, none, Cibi LLC, by Damon Dunley, Setter Builders, for a special exemption approval to install a 704 square foot dock, a 305 linear foot seawall with a cap, a 309.5 linear foot concrete notch, a 3,000 pound capacity boat jet ski lift, and a 33,000 pound capacity boat lift for the property located at 4206 Intercoastal Drive. That was a mouthful. Okay. Does any board members have any ex parte communications to disclose? Okay. At this time, I now open the public meeting. Town Planner Allen, please present your recommendations.
Okay, good afternoon,
morning.
or good morning, I should say. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the aerial for the property. If we could go to slide number 1. This is on page 18 of your packets. There we go. So this aerial is looking northward. You could see that the property is a double lot that was unified via a unity of title, which was approved by the Town Commission on September 19th, 2019. If the board recalls, back on June 11th of 2020, the board did approve a 3-story, 10,857 square foot single-family residence with a pool and spa at the property. If we could please go to slide number 3. There we go. So this is, these are the proposed conditions. This is based on the applicant's request on their application. This is on page 102 of your packet. Let me just get into a bit more detail on the request as it pertains to the seawall and the dock. And I've gone ahead and noted these details in the planning report. The 704 square foot dock includes a 140 square foot wood dock and a 564 square foot concrete dock. You add those two together, obviously you get the 704 square foot dock. And with regards to the linear wall, the linear, or I should say the seawall, it is within 18 inches waterward of the existing seawall, which will remain in place. According to the plan set that was submitted by the applicant, there are 4 lift piles which are proposed for each boat lift. These are going to be elevator lifts. The height of those piles are provided on the plan sheets, which start on page 101 of your packets. If we can go to slide number 7, please. Here you have the section sheet for the 3,000-pound capacity jet ski lift. And you can see that the top of that lift for the jet ski is 2 feet, 24 inches from the seawall. And then if we go to the next slide, number 8, this is the section sheet for the larger boat lift, which is 33,000-pound capacity. You can see the height of that lift pile is 6 feet, 6 inches. And if you add that little top portion, which is the motor, is that correct? The motor, right. That's an additional 8 inches. According to the applicant's submittal, they did receive FDEP, Florida Department of Environmental Protection approval, as well as Army Corps of Engineer approval. I've gone ahead and referenced the various file numbers in your planning report for both the seawall and the cap, and then the seawall notch, the dock, and the 2 lifts. These are, again, documented in your planning report. Per the zoning code, the applicant is required to comply with a 25-foot side setback for all accessory marine facilities if they're located in a single-family zoning district, which this property is located in. The zoning district is RS, which stands for residential single-family. So they are in compliance with the 25-foot side setback. They're also compliant with the definition of boat lift, which is provided in section 30-131 and includes that in no case shall the lift be higher than the superstructure of the boat when lifted. Section 6-128B of the town code requires that all seawalls west of State Road A1A shall be at base flood elevation or higher as provided by the FEMA FIRM maps. And FIRM stands for Flood Insurance Rate Map, in case any of you were curious. The BFE for this particular property is currently 6 feet, and the applicant is proposing their seawall with cap at 6.5 feet.
You need any more? Sorry.
Okay. So staff does recommend approval of the request. This is based on the plans that were date stamped May 16, 2020. If the planning board does approve the request, prior to initiation of construction, the applicant will be required to obtain a building permit from the building department, and commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval. Again, if the planning board does indeed approve the request. And I'm happy to address any questions, and the applicant is here as well to address any questions.
Questions, Brian?
I assume we're removing the old boat lift that's on the intercoastal side, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. The other thing is, you said the 6 feet, is that above high tide? Is that what that means?
That's correct. It's NAVD.
Okay, and we're going 6 inches above that.
We're going 0.5, right, with their seawall cap. So the base flood elevation is 6 feet NAVD, and they're proposing 6.5 NAVD. Yeah.
Okay.
Roger,
But
you want to
there's-
share your question with everybody?
Well, to answer your question, they're raising the seawall 4 feet,
Okay.
which everybody needs to do anyway.
But you want to raise your question that you would,
Yeah, if
yeah,
the new seawall is the full length of the property, correct?
Yes.
And then the new dock, is that the full length of the property also?
Let me pull out the plan, 1 second. Or if the applicant probably knows right off the bat, I'm just going to look at the dock. Let's see, let's see. I'll defer to the applicant if you all want to come up and,
I'll just
I
get to
don't-
I'll get to my core question.
Okay.
If the dock is the full length without the 25-foot setbacks, which is what I think I heard the gentleman say. So you have 25-foot setbacks on each side, and then you're gonna have the dock the full length. So where is the lift on the outside of the dock, of the new dock, or is the lift next to the new seawall?
Excuse me, sir,
Come up
can you
to
go
the,
up to the podium for the records? Thank you, and state your name.
So if you go to, oh, sorry, Darren Dunley, Cedar Builders.
Kyle Martinez, American Seawall Club and Marine.
So there's a 25-foot setback on the, I call it the south side,
Yes,
and there's a 25-foot setback on the, it would be
East.
the east side. The dock stops at the jet ski lift. And I don't have that exact dimension, but it's
So
probably.
is the four-post lift, is that going to be on the outside of the dock, right?
The outside of the seawall cap, not within the dock. If you go to page 2,
Page 2,
yeah, you can see how it stops right at the jet ski lift.
maybe we have different page numbers.
Yeah, we are.
Or if you want to pull it up on the,
I would appreciate that.
if you could go to slide number 3, you could see that the dock, right, what he's stating.
Right, so that shows the lift, that one you just showed. Go back to that one.
correct.
No, go back to the one that's the
Go back.
horizontal one, that one. No, the other one. That's not the lift, right? That is the lift,
that is the one.
That was the existing condition on the top.
right there.
Yes.
So that lift is up against the
seawall cap.
seawall.
Correct.
So there's no dock between the lift and the seawall,
No,
right?
correct.
Okay. So in our packet on page 33, I'm just trying to understand, in our packet on page 33, there's a notch that you have to retain back the land, which I think is a great idea. But then there's a proposed notch at the end of the dock. And I'm just trying to understand what that notch is.
I don't have page 33. Can I look at yours or?
Yeah, but that's not what's here.
Yeah.
Let me just clarify, page 33 is specific to the FDEP permit. Those are the plans that were submitted as part of FDEP. The plans that are 11 by 17 that were in your packets were the plans that were submitted to the town. Sometimes there are some changes, however, with regards to the seawall cap, with regards to the concrete notch, what is submitted to the town is what is before the board for approval. So please make sure you start looking at the 11 by 17 pages that start on page 101 of your packet.
Okay, so one had the notch and one didn't have the notch. So they're not putting that notch at the end of the dock. That's the answer, right?
At the end of the dock.
What was submitted today to the,
That notch, Roger, I think I understand what you're asking, but that was DEP. I don't have that picture, so I don't want to.
yeah, that,
No, on page 3 of 8, on page 104, it shows the notch.
Correct.
You're talking about the notch at the end of the dock.
No,
Roger.
no, at 104, page 104, that notch, no, the notch at the end of the seawall is to retain property, to have a bigger notch to be able to lift the seawall up higher. Not an issue with that. That's on page 105. There's just another notch at the end of the dock on the FEP documents. And I'm just curious if that's something that you're going to do or not, or if that was just maybe a previous design.
You're talking about the picture that shows two notches, correct?
Yeah,
So one is for the seawall cap, which also has the concrete extension. And one is set further back because that's where the dock steps down. So we need to retain that dirt from going onto the dock. If I could see your picture, I could explain it.
yeah, page 33, I'll show it to you.
I don't have it.
Right.
Is it this?
You have this notch retaining the property, and then you have this notch, which is at the end of the dock.
That's at the end of the dock, the concrete that overhangs on the cap. This is because this steps down, you know.
So what's the purpose of this?
There's a jaw. If you look here,
Can we share this? That appears to be a private conversation.
Sorry.
Thank you.
so if you follow,
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So this is the FDP,
Mhm.
right? And then what you have up there is what you're proposing as far as a plan submitted to the town.
what, so this is that?
No, this is FDP, what we
But
put,
this is what's on there, correct?
no,
On the screen?
wait, that's the wrong. Oh, page 33 of the packet, I'm sorry. I thought that was slide number.
No, page 33 of the
Okay,
packet,
That's
just,
page 33 of the packet, that's correct.
So if you,
I'm just looking for a clarification, that's all.
I would really
On
need,
this notch here. That's all he's looking for. He understands that this one is to retain the fill.
the,
This outside notch.
the first notch on the cap is to retain the fill.
Understood.
The second one is if you go to the site plan that shows that cantilever out,
Could we see that slide, please?
that would be page 3.
Proposed conditions.
Mhm.
You could please go to slide number 3.
Pointer?
Yeah.
I can't even see that far. Where do I click? Oh, the red button?
I mean, it's almost like a parapet. And I just don't,
It's the reason because the dock where you're going to be getting on and off the boat is in a lower elevation. There's steps going down to that dock. And there's a jog where the steps are. So you have to start and stop the curve. Does that make sense?
Tarisha, can we go to slide number 3, please? Oh, okay, thank you.
And it's showing a cross section. The FDP is actually showing a cross section of the two curves. So if you see right in that area, Roger,
Mhm.
where the concrete cantilever's out over the water. So you have the curb at the end of it. And then you have this dock right here, which is at a lower elevation. So there's steps going down to that dock.
I see that.
So the curb has to continue on the water's edge, come back into the property, and then continue across the backside of the dock that you get on and off the boat of. So that's why you're looking at a cross section on the Army Corps and DEP.
so the steps are actually narrower.
No.
Step the width of the dock.
Okay.
All right, I get it.
So it's,
All right. Are there any other questions for Ms. Allen? And Brian, stay there for a second, because do you have any other, are you going to make any other presentation you feel
not
necessary?
unless you guys have any further questions.
Okay, then Does anybody have any further questions? I'll make this like, for either Ms. Allen or for, okay. All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no further questions, and the board has any other comments to make, then I will close the public hearing and ask if there's a motion to approve with conditions, a motion to approve, or a motion to deny this request.
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Vote, please.
Member Demas,
Yes.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Mendelson,
Yes.
Member Adwire,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Goldenberg,
Yes.
Chairperson Axelrod.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. There are announcements on June 15th, 2021 at 1:30 PM. There'll be a town commission meeting. On the 21st, at 2 PM, there will be a charter review board meeting. On June 22nd, there will be a town commission special meeting, which will be a preliminary budget presentation. On July the 6th, 2021 at 1:30 PM, there will be a town commission meeting. Oh, excuse me. Is that canceled? That was canceled. And on July 8th, will we have a meeting?
No meeting in July.
No, there'll be no planning board meeting in July. Okay, if there are no other comments, Brian?
Question. Mr. Rubin, if I may, can you explain the compromise that was made on Grand K?
The settlement.
Mm-hmm.
The settlement was that the town agreed to the pilings at 7 feet, and Mr. Touchette did reimburse the town for attorney's fees. In the
Okay.
amount of $2,500. That's what
All right. And Ingrid, if I may, is when will this go into effect? When will the applicant cut down his pilings? Is there a time
Was there
frame?
anything
I don't
in
know
the
if he's-
settlement that discussed that?
Well, no, he has to apply for the permits.
Right. He'll have to submit permits.
And I don't know
Okay.
if he's submitted yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the town manager ask me maybe about 2 weeks ago, more or less, week and a half, whether they've submitted permits, and we have not received anything at least a week and a half ago. I don't recall if anything's been submitted yet, but they will have to.
May I ask a question? Is there a time frame that this has to be submitted as per the agreement?
Was that in there, in the agreement?
I don't have it in front of me, but in order to construct the boat lift, he has to apply for permits and cut down the pilings.
But he could delay that forever, or is there a time frame?
I don't recall. I don't have it in front of me. I don't recall off the top of my head.
At least to me, that
3 years old.
would be an
Are
important.
all his permits expired? Is that he has to apply for new permits?
Yes, the old permits expired. He has to apply for new permits.
Okay. Any other questions on that?
No.
Okay. Then I'll take a motion for adjournment.
I'll
I'll
make
make
that
that-
motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Adjourned at 9:53 AM.